You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Bold and Beautiful fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I have got your 2-week spoilers for B&B. These run from Monday, October 23rd, all the way through Friday, November 3rd. There is so much happening. The Fashion Showdown, to me, is kind of the lesser of all of it. I know some people are excited about it. I'm not excited it's going to be 5 episodes, but I'm excited about everything else, specifically the stuff to do with Eric Forrester, that it all is about to come spilling out for us. We've been so patient. Well, maybe not that patient, but it's long overdue, and we're going to get the goods next week. I've got so much to unpack for you. If you also watched my Bold weekly spoilers, there was a couple of days where I didn't have all the stuff, and then I had a bunch of undated spoilers. Now it's all gelled. I've got it all. I've got the days. I've got everything, and I'm so excited to unpack it for you. If you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our B&B updates. Now let's jump right in. Monday, October 23rd. RJ Forrester is feeling really stuck. He doesn't want to betray Eric, but the whole thing that is going on is hard for him because it looks like Brooke and Ridge are going to be questioning him and pressuring him about what's going on with Eric and what does he know that he's not telling. He is going to keep it zipped, but by later in week 1, he is going to just be distraught. Also, Katie Logan finds out Eric's tragic diagnosis on Monday and comforts him and Donna Logan. Katie was over at their house and she left her phone, and then she comes back in and she overhears them talking to the doctor. The doctor gives them the diagnosis. So Monday, y'all, we're going to have an actual diagnosis, and it sounds like it's going to be terrible. So, I mean, I want to know, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, it's going to be bad. And I really like John McCook. All right. Tuesday, October 24th, Brooke grills Carter about who he's rooting for in the showdown. I don't think that's any of Brooke's business, and I really don't like the way that she has been talking to and about Eric, and just, I'm very frustrated. Brooke frustrates me anyway, but I'm extremely frustrated about how dismissive she is being of Eric and his legacy. And Eric has made it clear to her and Ridge he wanted one last line, not to take back over like Ridge is saying, just one last line, and they just can't let him have it. It's awful, awful behavior. Also on Tuesday, everything is reaching fever pitch because the Fashion Showdown is going to happen the following day, and Eric and Ridge are both vowing that they'll be the ones to win this challenge. If Brooke Logan asks me, I'm Team Eric on this. Wednesday, October 25th, Katie goes to Donna and starts heavily pressuring her to tell Eric's family that he's sick. She wants Donna to completely go around her boyfriend, completely violate his trust, because she thinks the Forresters need to know. That's yet another sign that his diagnosis is very bad news. That same day on Wednesday, Lauren Fenmore and her guest, Esther Valentine, cross over from Young and the Restless for the big Fashion Showdown. If you have been watching for a while, you'll remember Lauren Fenmore. She was involved with Eric. Her family owns Fenmore's department stores, which are in Genoa City, over on Young and the Restless. Esther Valentine has never been on B&B before. She was a maid for years at the Chancellor Mansion. If you watch Y&R, you know Kay Chancellor. You know who that character is. And she's always wanted to own a Forrester gown, and she can afford one. And so she is there to pick one out. It's very exciting. Marie Osmond, song legend, CVS doll seller, although somebody did say she doesn't do that anymore. I don't watch QVC. I don't know. I do know that my auntie had some Marie Osmond dolls, and that's where she got them, and she used to make me watch them, the little shows with her, whether it was QVC or HSN or one of those. Anyway, she makes her B&B debut as Countess von Frankfurt. So I'm wondering if she's going to have the whole German accent and everything. We'll see. Thursday, October 26th, it looks like Eric tells RJ what his diagnosis is and what his prognosis is. If you don't know the difference, the diagnosis is what illness you have. The prognosis is your expected outcome. Your prognosis may be that it's fatal or that it's crippling or that it's recoverable if you get treatment. So prognosis is the expected outcome if you follow the course of the doctor's recommendations. All right. Friday, October 27th, Katie plays host for the Fashion Challenge, and she announces the rules of the competition to Ridge and Eric and their assembled guests. We're also going to have back this week Zende Forrester and Paris Buckingham. They're both on hand for it, so there are other people that we don't see a lot that are going to crop back up. And there's a French singer and actress that's going to be on. Elsa Esno is a French actress and singer. She is going to be playing her French character whose name is Fanny Grayson. So she has come over in her character, and there's a huge following of Bold and the Beautiful in France. I know we've got some viewers from France. Thank you for listening. And so this is a big crossover. A lot of you guys won't recognize her. I only will recognize her because I've seen photos, but she's a big deal in France. And so it's a big deal that she's come for this. So Katie plays host, and it looks like the actual showdown begins on Friday, even though the 5-episode count technically starts on Wednesday. So the good news is I was saying that I thought 2.5 episodes was the right amount of time. So it looks like we'll have part of Friday and then Monday and Tuesday. So yay, they listened to me, and they've only done 2.5 episodes of actual showdown. I mean, how many models can you watch walk down the runway before you're like, okay, fast forward. All right. We do have one more spoiler for the first week that's undated. Donna is going to confide Eric's awful and scary diagnosis to someone that she trusts. So I'm assuming that Eric tells RJ, and it's not Donna that tells RJ, but the spoilers are a little vague on that. All right. The second week of October 30th through November 3rd, we have got hot couture and romance and big drama. That's kind of a terrible spoiler. Basically, it's just saying there's more high fashion because of the showdown. And it says Eric and Ridge's highly anticipated fashion showdown begins, even though they've told us it started on Friday. So maybe we actually only have 2 days of it, the 30th and the 31st, which is fine. Steffi surprises Finn by returning home from Europe. I'm guessing that voicemail that Liam left on Friday after, what was it that Finn called him? Repulsive, disgusting, despicable. It wasn't Little Puke, but it was something in that vein. And that voicemail that Liam left to me was just too much. It was beyond the pale. He did everything that Finn accused him of doing and is just now actively pursuing her. He's not even making any bones about it anymore. And also that week, Brooke makes a startling realization. So maybe she figures out that Eric is sick. There have been some chatter that Eric might collapse at the end of this fashion showdown. That's from an interview I saw with John McCook and Thorsten Kaye. They were talking to Michael Fairman, and they mentioned Eric's collapse after, and they were kind of discussing why he would collapse. And Ridge says he doesn't take care of himself. Eric says he has a lot of martinis. But it definitely seemed like they were maybe dropping a little bit of spoilers. I mean, clearly Eric is in a bad way. There's something scary going on with him, and he's about to have to pay the piper. So we're all going to get to see that on Monday. All right, that's the 2-week spoilers. I am so looking forward to finding out what his actual diagnosis is on Monday, because I think we've all been left waiting for way too long. Please drop your comments on what you're excited to see these 2 weeks. Definitely click subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a like if you enjoyed this. And let me know, what are you most excited to see out of this fashion challenge? I'm most excited for it to be over. And I really, really, really want Eric to just wipe the floor with Ridge. Lauren Fenmore is the owner and chief buyer at Fenmore's department store on Y&R, and she has past relationship and things with Eric, but she says she is going to make her decision not based on emotion, but based on the best products for her store. And I we've seen a little bit of both of their work, and I personally think Eric's is more inspired, but then again, I shop at the Gap. So I'm probably not the best judge, but believe me, I'll be judging when we see them walk down the aisle. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for talking soaps with me every day. This has been Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.